Welcome to the Chamber and Economic Development of the Rutland Region's grand opening of the Hub Co-works. Long awaited. Yeah, we thought we'd be open in like July, and that didn't happen. But nobody's had any problems with shipments of supplies or anything like that, or people to get things done. That never has happened over the last few months. So we also have a bunch of other sponsors, and tonight is not just about us. In fact, it's not about us, the Chamber and Economic Development of the Rutland Region. How many times can I say that? You saw some banners down there. This is a community event tonight. This is about the entire community coming together and wanting to do something in downtown Rutland. You're going to hear a little bit about that, so I'm not going to talk a lot about that quite yet. But before we get too far along, I want to introduce you to a person who has been there day to day over the last 4 years as our president, a person who has helped to usher the connection between the Chamber and Rutland Economic Development Corporation, which was a merger just 2 years ago. It's interesting, people said, they've been talking about that for 40 years. Well, John Casella too came along and made it happen in like a year. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the president, John Casella too.
Thanks, Lyle. He gives me way more credit than I deserve. I got 4 pages here, but it's big font. And it's only about 3 minutes, if I timed right. First order of business is like to call the meeting to order. And good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. As Lyle introduced, I'm John Casella II, and I have had the honor of being the president of the Chamber and Economic Development of the Rutland Region's president for the last 4 years. During that time, I've witnessed that CEDRR is a reflection of the energy and commitment of our member businesses, communities, and families that we serve in Rutland County, and this is a great example of that. CEDRR brings those 3 entities, businesses, communities, and families, together in a partnership. Tonight is about those partnerships and how we work as a collective team. Because of the fact that the region works so closely together, CEDRR has been able to successfully draw down $3.8 million in state and federal funding for the region this year alone. Examples of that are congressionally directed spending from Congressman Welch for the Vermont Farmers Food Center for more than $1.6 million. The Northern Borders Grant for $489,000 to help begin the process of expanding the airport industrial park. $1.5 million in economic development administration and matching funds for Startup Rutland Business Incubator that will be located here at the Hub Co-works. And multiple smaller grants for support of businesses in our region. But our work with our partners is not just about the money, it's about our lifestyle, one that we're actively promoting through the Rutland Regional Marketing Initiative and seeing great success. Our goal as an organization is to support our businesses with talented local residents, with new neighbors who will join our communities and be a part of our future workforce. And once again, we do this with the active support from our partner municipalities and businesses in the area. CEDRR is marketing the region with events and activities and is actively reaching out to add diversity to our board and our region. We all know that Rutland Region is special because we work together towards a strong economic future that will support our communities, our businesses, and our families. This 3-legged stool of community, business, and family is what provides our strength and our resilience and offers leadership towards a bright future. It truly is a partnership, and it takes all of us here tonight and many more. That partnership is led by our membership, who we thank for making our work possible and who we thank for choosing Rutland as their home. But none of this work could be done without the leadership of Lyle Jepson and with the support of his incredible team here at CEDR. Their vision, commitment to collaboration, and a relentless pursuit of these opportunities that is really what makes all of this possible. Lyle, Tyler, Crispin, Olivia, Lori, Carly, on behalf of the whole board and everyone here tonight, thank you. Again, thank you for being here tonight. And with that, I'll turn it over to Lyle.
Well, with that, thank you for coming. Let's go have another beer. But before we do that, we'd like to introduce a very special person, because it is the special people that make the board work. And we have new board officers. And Nicole Kesselring, our secretary, will come up and she will introduce the new board officers. Nicole, thank you.
Thanks, Lyle. And a big thank you to John Casella for all the work he's done over the last 4 years. And we couldn't have done this merger without John and Lori Messiah's work. They really played an integral part in that. I'd like to introduce the slate of officers for this coming year. Incoming president, we have Shayna Loisel. She is the communications and policy advocate for Velco. Incoming vice president is Russ Marzan, owner of Carpenter and Costin. Maybe you can
Raise your hand,
raise
Russ.
your hand.
There's Russ. Stand up, Russ.
Continuing as treasurer is Karen Garrow, vice president and senior commercial lender at Heritage Family Credit Union. And I will be continuing as secretary, and I am president of Edmund Kesselring Consulting Engineers. So with that, turn it back over to Lyle.
And our new incoming president, Shayna Loisel, is going to talk to you a little bit about new membership and how we grew by 3 new board members. So Shayna, come on up. Our incoming president. Let's have another round of applause for our incoming president.
Thank you, Lyle. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shayna Loisel, incoming president of CEDR, and I am very pleased, as one of my first official duties as incoming president, to introduce the newest members to CEDR's board of directors. Quickly, a note about that work to find these 3 exceptional new board members. Our search for new members was a very planful process. The process was created and overseen by our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. We began by surveying our current board to see what skill sets we possessed, what skill sets we needed, and more specifically, how diverse our board was. From there, we needed to develop a matrix of skills and demographics which highlighted our need to be inclusive of a younger generation, more demographically representative of our county, more racially and ethnically diverse, as well as entrepreneurial in experience. From there, we actively advertised the need for nominations, and we were overwhelmed by the response. 21 nominations were received on that request for nominations. Each person was interviewed, and we were not surprised to find that each person would make a great board member because of their experience and skills. However, we had but 3 openings, so those that are not being asked to join the board tonight have been asked to join one of our committees so that our region can benefit from their guidance. Tonight, though, I am honored to introduce to you the 3 individuals who we look forward to having join the board. They include, and I'll just ask that each maybe raise your hand, Raven Crispino, who is an Allstate Insurance representative. Hi, Raven. Hi, Raven. Raven resides in Rutland. Alex Hillard, who is a personal trainer and studio owner at Vermont Athleta Fit and resides in Bolton. And Daniel Mora, who is the resident liaison at Vista Senior Living and resides in Mendon. I was going to say, please help me welcome our new board members. Let's give it up again. Thank you very much.
And when we were thanking John a minute ago, I failed to write down that there was another person that helped guide our organization into what its current form is. So we were a chamber, we were a Rutland Economic Development Corporation, and a person that was tireless along with John. And if you ever need to get a hold of John, call him at 5:30 in the morning. That's when I have to call him. And then you call Lori Messiah Brochu at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 because she's the person that helped with John to bring our two organizations together. Would you raise your hand, Lori? Thank you very much for your support. And if you haven't heard about us already too much, which probably you have, Crispin is going to come up and reintroduce the staff, just so you know who you're looking at. So, Crispin White, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Crispin White. I am the Member Services and Events Manager here at CEDRR. And tonight I have the pleasure of introducing my colleagues. So first, I would like to introduce our Operations Director, Tyler Richardson. Tyler, where are you? There he is. Thank you. Next, our Communications and Marketing Manager, Olivia Lyons. Our Office Manager, Lori Pinkowski. Our newest member, our Concierge Coordinator, Carly Haven. Where's Carly? Over there. And last but certainly not least is our fearless leader, Executive Director, Lyle Jepson.
Thank you very much. All right. So this room over here, where that big glass is, it looks empty. But what we want you to do afterwards is we want you to go in there, because there's some pretty cool stuff that's going on in there. And as we've gone through this process of opening this organization, we have found people, actually people have found us, saying, we have some cool stuff going on, we want to play in your space. That's what this space is about. Come and play in our space. So we have an Innovator of the Year. And that Innovator of the Year might be in that room. And we want you to go in and see that Innovator of the Year, because we met this person back years ago when we were opening the Mint. He helped open the Mint Makerspace. He's now helping us open this space. And ladies and gentlemen, the Innovator of the Year, we have these awards we give out. And this is for a person with energy and intellectual ability that lights up a room. And in recognition of his work, leading the Rutland region towards a more innovative and creative and inspiring future is a gentleman who is off to my left here, who is doing virtual reality development of software. I put on virtual reality goggles a while back, almost fell over. It's not just about gaming. There is cool stuff, industrial stuff, that's happening in virtual reality. We have someone here in this room who is helping make that happen. He is our Innovator of the Year, who you're going to go in and see afterwards, because it's way more special than what you're listening to right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of Tacitly LLC, our Innovator of the Year, Jeff Dejanay. Get up here, Jeff. He is doing wicked cool stuff. Scares me a little. Scares me a lot. We also have a Business of the Year award. If you happen to attend our Whoopie Pie Festival, you saw an incredible event take place. You saw the largest whoopie pie in the state of Vermont, probably all New England, being created in front of your eyes. We have a very special person who's going to accept the award tonight, but I know what she's going to say. She's going to say it was Team Dreammaker Bakers. It was not me. It was Team Dreammaker Bakers. And if you saw them, and if you saw Megan Wagner, the owner and founder of Dreammaker Bakers, when she said, "Team Makers, here," bam, they were there. And they had a 4.5 foot, I don't know how big around it was. It was huge. 542 pounds, biggest whoopie pie ever made in the state of Vermont. They are our business leaders of the year because, and I've got to now go back to my script, sorry. I forgot what I was going to say. They accepted a challenge from us. They accepted a challenge and they did their research. They found out that the biggest whoopie pie is actually 1,100 pounds. We weren't shooting for that this year. This year. They found an oven large enough. They prototyped and built a special baking pan. They did a test run and then made the largest whoopie pie in the state of Vermont. And in recognition of inspiring leadership and amazing teamwork, focusing on customer satisfaction, and in case you missed it, the creators of the biggest whoopie pie at 542 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting on behalf of Dreammaker Bakers, Megan Wagner. Come on up here.
Thank you very much.
All right, and you know the funniest thing to watch was, I don't know who was cutting it up afterwards, but every car that stopped at the stoplight, they were running out and saying, "Take some of this." What do you do with 542 pounds of, yeah, well, you gave it away. We also have a Community of the Year award. You've already heard a little bit about this person. This person is being recognized tonight for tireless commitment to the community that he serves, the community he was born in, the community he was raised in, the community where his parents still reside, the community where he's making a difference day in and day out. It is from his exceptional leadership in helping to create CEDRR that we would like to honor John Casella II with our Community Leader of the Year award. Not to keep talking about whoopie pies, but when we needed to weigh that thing, who pulls around the corner with a bucket loader but John Casella II? It's got a scale on it. They put it on, they lifted it up, and then you yelled, "Not 220 kilograms, what's that in pounds?" So somebody got on a ladder, pushed a button, made it into pounds, and we found out how much it actually weighed. So, John, thank you for helping at the Whoopie Pie Festival. And our final award is the Volunteer of the Year. This person has fondly dubbed the Rutland region the Land of Oz. And the city of Rutland he now calls the Emerald City. You'll remember that there were three characters that helped Dorothy get where she was going. And there were three characters that in the beginning worked with the Center on Rural Innovation to bring about what we're doing here. It started with Mark Foley. It started with Rick Guile. And they let me go along for the ride. I soon learned that I was, and if you'll remember why, the scarecrow. Way more straw up here than brains. So I got to be that one. You can guess which one Mark is and which one Rick is. But we'll let you determine who the Tin Man is, who the Lion is, and yes, I'm the Scarecrow. But speaking for my colleagues, and I'm going back to my script because there are a lot of things I wanted to say about Rick Guile. Rick, in recognition of his commitment to supporting entrepreneurs and for his inspiring vision for the growth of the Rutland region, and especially the Emerald City, that is at its heart. Our Volunteer of the Year spent hundreds of hours as we went through a process of trying to figure out what was this place going to become. We spent hundreds of hours it seems, probably from their end too, with the Center on Rural Innovation talking us off the ledge as we were trying to write a grant. But it was Rick who always had the answer about where we should go. He knew that the Emerald City was that way, that it was going to take a while to get there, but we would get there. And so because of his hundreds of hours, we would like to have the honor of giving our Volunteer of the Year award to Rick Guile. So as you stand here tonight, you're saying, what is this place anyway? We kind of wandered through here. It's huge. What are we supposed to see happening here? Well, this is the Hub Co-Works. The Hub Co-Works is a place. It could not have happened without the public-private partnership with Mark Foley. Mark Foley is making this space available to CEDRR so that we can have what we're calling Startup Rutland. Startup Rutland will be a business incubator that we hope will bring in tech businesses that will grow and be supported in our region, where jobs will be developed and businesses will stay. We want to monetize things and we want it to stay in our region. You'll be able to rent a hot desk if you want out there. I had to learn what a hot desk was. It's just internet, people, and you sit down at a desk. But it's cheap. Or you can rent an office. Or you can have a couple people renting an office. We'll customize what you need. You've seen some of the training rooms. We have little, Mike Dunges told me, don't call them Zoom rooms. What are they, Mike? Where'd he go?
He's back there.
Oh, he's getting a cookie. He called them something else. Collaboration rooms, yes, that's what they are. So we could have not have opened this. We could not open the business incubator that will happen in it without the support of the Center on Rural Innovation. They guided us through the process of writing a grant, and as a result of that, we have $1.5 million that we are going to be able to spend in the next 3 years to build this business incubator. We could not have done that without the support of the people that you see in the room down there and their banners. We could not have done this without the state of Vermont and the Agency of Commerce and Community Development providing us with some funding. We could not have done this without the hospital providing us with some funding. And in particular, we could not have done it without the city of Rutland, which I'll talk about in a minute. There were 180 different grants applications. There were 51 grants provided to 31 states. We got a grant because of the support that's in this room. It would not have happened if we didn't have the support of the people in this room and the Center on Rural Innovation. And is Matt Dunn here back there? Matt Dunn is over here. Matt is the founding director, executive director of the Center on Rural Innovation. He's now working with communities all across the United States, bringing rural economies things like this. Matt, we want to thank you and give you a round of applause for your support. And Matt's a Vermonter that wants Vermont to grow. Thank you. He has a real great team, and they include May Earhart, Austin Danforth, Alex Kelly, Brittany Kanan, and Thomas Franco, who are back there somewhere all hanging out together. Raise your hands. Give them a nice round of applause. There they are. And I didn't say Nora Foote. Nora Foote is back there, and the reason I didn't say Nora is because she's the one that I would call early in the morning and say, the federal government just sent me a message. What the heck does it mean? And she would be the one talking us off the ledge. So Nora, let's give Nora a nice round of applause. Thank you. And standing back with them is a person that's been putting together our whole internet and everything here, and that's Mike Dunges. He is the one that's helping us spend money. So Mike, look around that pillar and just wave to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Dunges for his help. A moment ago, I said we could not have done this without the support of others, and especially the support of Rutland City. They are providing us with $400,000 from their ARPA fund as matching money towards the grant we received from the EDA. That would not have happened without the support of the Board of Aldermen, That would not have happened without the support of the mayor. And the mayor, Dave Allaire, is here, and we'd like to have him come up for a couple words. Dave, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. It's going to be hard to follow up all of that, but I'm going to go back to what John Casella said. Rutland truly is a special place, and all you people make it a special place. And I just can't imagine this facility being what it is without the support of all the folks in this room. So thank you very much for all coming out. I'm going to try to make this short. A lot has been said already, but I want to take a moment to congratulate the folks that are behind getting this all together. And that's certainly CEDRR, Mark Foley for your vision, everyone involved up to this point, including the City of Rutland, which I will acknowledge, also the Board of Aldermen in their forethought. The minute that Mark told me about his plans, I knew we had a winner. There's so much history, and I'm going to talk just quickly about the history of these buildings. As a child, my mom would bring me up to the Economy Store, which was right over here, the premier department store in Rutland, where you could buy just about anything a 10-year-old might need. Great success in its day. Great success in its day. Downstairs, Petroni's was a restaurant, as many of you will remember. Petroni's was in business for 15, 20 years, serving Rutlanders, and just another great success. And of course, most recently, Catamount Radio. Catamount Radio had their offices over next door here for a number of years, and again, was a great success. But with this most recent reincarnation, with Mark's investment in the forward thinking, brings 21st century technology in line with how our workforce is transitioning, and hopefully providing a space for new and existing residents to work and grow our economy. The City of Rutland's been all in with this right from the get-go, with their investment and our full-throated support for this project. With the Hub Co-works, the Center Street redesign, the TIF initiative that we're all working on, I think that's all evidence of our positive movement here in the City of Rutland. A positive movement with economic development, both now and in the future. So again, I have to say congratulations to everybody involved. Enjoy the tours. You've all walked around. Spend another few minutes speaking with each other and enjoying your company. The Rutland City and Rutland region is definitely moving in the right direction. So I want to thank you again for coming out tonight. We appreciate it.
And we could not have done this without the public-private partnership with Mark Foley Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Foley Jr.
It's May of 2021, and I'm minding my business in my office behind a Zoom laptop saying, I'll do just about anything because I got a lot of time on my hands. So Lyle says, I got this thing, Vermont Community Foundation is supporting it. We've got to learn how to be a digital economy in the rural universe that we live in. Would you be interested in participating? I said, sure. I'm thinking it's a hike up Deer's Leap, a couple beers at the Unit Long Trail, and I'm home. It's not a big commitment. I can do that. Well, you heard about the 100 hours later. You heard about the Emerald City, and I'm not sure whether I'm the lion or the tin man. But ultimately, it was more like if you've been up Half Dome, it looks great. It's a hell of a trip. It's a great view too. So it was more like that than it was a couple beers at the end of Long Trail. But well worth it. I think ultimately, it's been probably one of the most rewarding projects I've been involved with. Transforming space and seeing it used is something that I really enjoy doing. I was talking to somebody about it earlier. Usually I just turn it over to the tenant and the customer and I say, enjoy, and I don't rarely go in it again. Here I hope it's a place that I get invited back to and I can participate and work in and so on and so forth. So I hope that everybody in the community has an opportunity to use this space. I know that CEDRR quite frankly, my work is done. We wrapped up this morning about 9:30. We handed the keys to Cedar, and I'm just here for, this is the last conversation I'm going to have here. But ultimately, a lot of things have been said tonight. I don't have 6 pages. I got 1 page. It's really about thanking the people that have been involved. I mentioned the Vermont Community Foundation, incredible organization. I happen to be a board member there, but that's not why I think it's an incredible organization. It has the foresight, among a lot of other things, to help rural communities get ahead, help rural communities identify their future and control their destiny. And so it was their seed investment that allowed us to participate in this project, and recognizing the incredible work that's being done by the Center on Rural Innovation. So please, I think Dan Smith is here. A round of applause for the Vermont Community Foundation. Lyle said it, but I'm going to say it again. The city of Rutland, frankly, your early buy-in and support of this project was likely the key differentiator for us. Lyle mentioned how many hundreds and hundreds of applications, and we were chosen, and it had to do with the incredible amount of community support. So for the city of Rutland, for the mayor, for the board of aldermen, another round of applause for the city of Rutland. Lastly, I want to thank my team of Selfish here, Rob Bach, Wayne Withington, Wayne Wallace, and all the great subcontractors who transformed this space. I'd like a round of applause for them. At its core function, I believe this will be one of the best co-working and incubator spaces in southern Vermont. At its most aspirational, I hope this will help grow into being a resource that helps unlock the potential of our community. And I'm excited to be a partner in this. I thank Lyle Jepson, I thank Rick Guile, Nora Foote, raise your hand again, Nora Foote and the whole team. And Corey, thank you, Matt, thank you for being here. And lastly, the Cedar team, the board of directors, for your commitment to this community. This is a lift. This is a long-term vision. I thank you for your collective belief and commitment to a strong future for the Rutland region. Thank you.
And last and not certainly least, we decided partway through this, we're going to do this whether we get the money or not. And so we put an advertisement out, and we did a national search, and we found a great person to come in as our new program director for the Hubco Works and Startup Rutland. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Scott Graves. Scott.
All right, how's everybody doing? You're about to find out I was a band director in a past life, so need enough applause, right? Well, our economy is exactly that, it is ours. And so I look out, and I've met so many of you tonight, and I have many more people to meet in the weeks and the months and the years ahead. And I'm so very, very thankful to all of you and to this community for entrusting this project to me and to the other people here. And it's also very exciting for my family, my wife, my daughters, and I, to joining you all. Something that's been very important in the work that I do is the idea of stewardship. And that word has a quantitative meaning, and I just look forward to the opportunity of really stewarding this project and being a part of this community for some time to come. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your week.
And we are about to adjourn, but before we do, If our board members and people like Mark Foley and Rick Guile and the mayor and anybody else who would like to be in a picture of a ribbon cutting, we're going to go down to that raised area at the Opera House and we're just going to do a quick ribbon cutting. I'm sure there's more beverages and food down here. And if you're more into art, there's a whole lot of art downstairs. If you haven't seen some of the artwork that's downstairs, take a look at our office, which is brand new. And may I adjourn this meeting, Mr. President and Ms. Incoming President? Where'd Ms. Incoming President go? May I adjourn the meeting, madam? May I adjourn the meeting? Would you like to adjourn the meeting? Yeah, I am so impressed that so many people come out. Was there nothing else going on?
Board of Directors, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I will make that motion.
I second it.
Thank you, Bobby. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.